Hi there, I'm Scott. Welcome back to the Movie Reviewers 100. We have been on hiatus for a little bit with just the occasional posts, but we are going to be back posting regularly starting this Friday. We are doing an Alan Rickman tribute week. So if you're already subscribed and are interested in watching us some more, great. Hopefully we will be posting on a weekly basis like we had been for a while. We have, of course, several members who are active in the YouTube community, and if you'd like to check out their personal channels, you can go to the homepage, basically, for the Movie Reviewers 100, and you'll find links to all their channels. We should be posting again regularly, I hope so. I really enjoy being part of this. I started in 2011, and though we had our channel hacked a while back and had a bunch of videos deleted, there's still plenty up, and we'll be hopefully reviewing some new movies and saying some things that you'll find interesting. As long as I'm on here, I might as well talk about a couple movies that I've seen recently. There was Joy, the new David O. Russell movie starring Jennifer Lawrence and co-starring Robert De Niro and Bradley Cooper, just like the last couple of David O. Russell movies, American Hustle and Silver Linings Playbook. In this one, Jennifer Lawrence plays the main character for a change. She's Joy. She's a young single mom. She has a daughter and a son with her ex-husband, who is living in her basement because he hasn't really been holding down a regular job. His passion is playing music in nightclubs, but regular income is difficult for him, so he's been living in her basement. He's played by Edgar Ramirez. Robert De Niro plays her father, and Virginia Madsen plays her mother, and her sister is played by oh, darn it, Elizabeth Rahm, right, Elizabeth Rahm. She played the mayor's wife, Jeremy Renner's wife, in American Hustle. She also had a major role on the TV series Angel, and I believe she was on Law & Order as well, one of the Law & Orders. Anyway, she's very struggling. Joy, the main character, Jennifer Lawrence, she's really struggling financially, trying to keep her mortgage paid, trying to keep her expenses paid, trying to keep her house together, and her father basically moves in after he breaks up with his latest woman, and so they're all living in the house together. It's really sort of a crummy situation, and Joy is just looking for some way to get ahead financially, and she comes up with the idea for a mop that not only basically is more absorbent than a regular mop, but it also is has a detachable head that can be thrown in the washing machine, so you don't have to wash it by hand. It comes out clean. Also, it's a self-wringing mop. It doesn't require wringing by hand. This story is based on a real woman whose name is Joy, but it's not really her story. It's more of a fictional tale that was inspired by her life. This is more of a drama than the last couple movies. Both American Hustle and Silver Linings Playbook were more comedic than this one is. It's more serious, although it doesn't have its lighthearted moments. But I like this movie. It was a lot of fun, and there's some really good standout set pieces. Bradley Cooper plays a guy who runs the QVC network, which Joy eventually goes to sell her product on television. And there's a great scene in which you see him sort of orchestrating the broadcast of one of the sales thing, and how he has all the people sitting at desks ready to take calls from shoppers right by the stage where they're shooting the promo, the live promo basically for the jewelry or whatever it is that they're selling. And that's a really good scene. There's a couple really good standout scenes, and overall I like the film a lot. Then the other movie that I saw just today, actually, was a movie that didn't make it to theaters here in Chicago, but just came out on DVD, called For Zacharia. And this is a movie that takes place after some sort of atomic catastrophe. It's either a nuclear blast or maybe an atomic plant, nuclear plant meltdown. But there's radiation everywhere except in this one valley, which, for reasons of its geography and the wind currents and what have you, has remained pretty much untouched. But there's only one person living there, Margot Robbie. She's basically has a pastor, father, and a teenage brother, both of whom have left to try and find other people and bring them there, but they haven't been seen in over a year, and she's all alone with her dog, just trying to make a go of it, planting food in her garden, readying herself for winter, which will come eventually, and that'll be a tough road for her. But then another man named who's played by Chiwetel Ejiofor shows up. He's actually a scientist who was working in an underground facility when the catastrophe occurred, and after a long time he decided he needed to go up to the surface to try and find another place to make a go of it, because he couldn't live down there forever. And there was a specially designed radiation suit that they were working on that he wore, and eventually finds her way to this valley where Margot Robbie lives, and the two of them, they shack up together and work together to eke out a living. And he sees that there's a waterfall which they can't drink from because the water is tainted with radioactivity, but he figures that if he can build a water wheel, he can get the current to run this generator, and that would give them electricity for the refrigerator and also heat for the winter, make life much easier for them for however long they are going to be living there. But the only structure that will provide the wood that he needs to create the water wheel is the church, that the chapel that Margot Robbie's father preached from every Sunday, and has just been sitting there alone, except for she visits occasionally to play on the organ and to pray. And she doesn't want to let it go, but he's just like, look, you know, I mean, I know you're really attached to this thing, but we need this water wheel. It's really going to make life much better for us this winter time. And there's just no other structure we'll do. There's brick structures, you know, and we've got trees, but we can't mill them to create the planks that we need to make the water wheel. We've got planks there in the church. We need to tear the church down in order to make the water wheel. She is very reluctant to do it. Well, then there's another complication when a third person suddenly shows up, played by Chris Pine, and he provides some tension between them because, you know, it's just the two of them, Margot Robbie and Chiwetel Ejiofor, so there's the question of whether or not they're going to actually couple up rather than sleep in separate bedrooms for the rest of their stay. And then when he arrives on the scene, he makes things much more complicated because I guess you could say he's more her type, because he's also religious, whereas Chiwetel Ejiofor is not really. So this creates a lot of tension between the characters. They're working together to try and figure out a way to survive in this area, and who knows how long any of them are going to actually stay there. Yeah, there's just a lot of sort of questions raised in the air as how long can they last there? How long can this living arrangement go on for? It's a really good movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's directed by a guy named Craig Zobel, who I'm not familiar with, but I read about the movie some time ago, so I was looking forward to seeing it. It's a low-budget indie movie shot with digital cameras, and it has that occasionally sort of streaky look to it that digital cameras sometimes have. I don't often notice it unless it's like handheld camera work. Recently I saw the movie Maleficent, and it looked like that was maybe shot digitally, although for the most part it looked good, just because anytime you have a lot of camera movement or handheld camera movement in a scene that's low light, the streakiness tends to stand out more if it's shot digitally, whereas, you know, broad daylight tends to look a lot better. Anyway, I like both of these movies, so I would recommend them both. As I said, the next time we post regularly, which should be starting this upcoming Friday, we're going to be doing our Alan Rickman Tribute Week, who sadly passed away, you know, very recently. It's a big loss for all us cinema fans who love his films, who love his performances especially. And after that, we'll hopefully be posting regularly. I don't know if we're going to be doing regular themes. Maybe we'll just be doing new movies or whatever each person who's active on the channel feels like. I guess we'll see. It'll be an adventure. So thanks again for tuning in, and if you're new to our channel, you can subscribe to us, of course. Hope to see you again real soon. Thanks for watching.